All right, let's dive into the incredibly intense global race for AI dominance. And we're going to use Kai-Fu Lee's incredible book, AI Superpowers, as our guide. We're going to explore how a single board game kicked off a new kind of Cold War and what all of this means for our jobs and maybe even for what it means to be human. Let's get right into it. Now, that might sound a little dramatic, right? A single game of Go. But believe me, it's no exaggeration. This wasn't just some contest. It was a massive wake-up call that sent shockwaves all the way to the top in one of the world's most ambitious countries. Yeah, that one game between a human grandmaster and an AI, it basically lit the fuse on a whole new kind of technological Cold War. This wasn't about missiles or submarines anymore. No, this was a race for data, for algorithms, and for the future of intelligence itself. So you remember the space race, right? The moment the Soviet Union launched the Sputnik satellite, it totally galvanized the United States. It was a shock to the system. Well, according to Lee, in 2016, when Google's AlphaGo AI beat the world's #1 Go player, Kiji, it had the exact same effect on China. This was their Sputnik moment. It made AI a top national priority, like overnight. And this, right here, is the absolute key. The rules of the game have totally changed. You see, the AI revolution isn't really about a few brilliant scientists in a lab cooking up the perfect algorithm anymore. It's now a brute force game. It's all about deep learning, a technology that literally gets smarter the more data you throw at it. So in this new world, the country with the most data, well, they're holding the ultimate trump card. So while Silicon Valley absolutely pioneered the big breakthroughs in AI, Kai-Fu Lee's argument is that China is perfectly set up to dominate what he calls the age of implementation. It's not about invention anymore. It's about execution at a mind-boggling scale. And China, it turns out, has 4 huge structural advantages. Let's just run through them. First, a supply of data that is just unparalleled. Second, a culture of entrepreneurs that is beyond hyper-competitive. Third, you've got unwavering top-down government support. And fourth, a massive, and I mean massive, pool of AI engineers. You know, any one of these would be a big deal, but when you put them all together, that's a perfect storm for AI dominance. I love this slide because it just nails the cultural difference. On one side, you've got the classic Silicon Valley founder, driven by some idealistic mission to change the world. And on the other side, you've got the Chinese entrepreneur, who Lee describes as a gladiator fighting in a brutal coliseum. They're market-driven, they're relentlessly competitive, and they are focused on one thing and one thing only: winning. Okay, this table really lays it all out. The US? Yeah, it still has the edge when it comes to that elite, groundbreaking, fundamental research. But just look at the other columns. China is just dominating in data. It has a far more market-driven, cutthroat entrepreneurial scene, and it has that powerful, coordinated government support. In this new age of AI implementation, those are the things that really, really matter. So where is all this data actually coming from? It boils down to a concept called OMO, online merge offline. Just think about it for a second. In China, a single super app like WeChat isn't just for sending messages. You use it to pay for your morning coffee, to hail a cab, to order your dinner. It captures your entire digital life and your physical life, merging them together to create the richest, most detailed data sets on the planet for training AI. Okay, so we've been talking about this huge global race, but this is where the book argues that we're kind of focusing on the wrong thing. The real fear isn't some Terminator-style robot uprising. Nope. The real, immediate AI crisis is much closer to home, and it's all about our jobs, a level of disruption we have never seen before. 40%, that's the number. That's the estimated percentage of jobs that could be automated away by AI in the next 15 to 20 years. And listen, we're not just talking about factory jobs anymore. This includes a ton of routine white-collar work, accountants, analysts, even some paralegals. Lee breaks down how this is going to happen in 4 waves. We're actually already living in the first wave, internet AI, things like Netflix recommendations. But the next waves are going to move from just optimizing business decisions to digitizing the entire physical world with sensors and cameras, and finally to full autonomy, like self-driving cars. Each wave just eats up more and more of what humans do for a living today. But just as the book paints this pretty stark picture of economic chaos, it takes this deeply personal, unexpected turn. Kai-Fu Lee, a titan of the tech world, got a life-threatening cancer diagnosis, and it completely shattered and rebuilt his perspective on both AI and humanity. So Faced with his own mortality, Lee had this profound realization that his whole life, this relentless chase for success and achievement, had come at the expense of what actually makes life worth living: real connection with his family, with other people. It was a powerful, humanizing moment of clarity for him. And right there, in that personal crisis, he found the answer to the AI crisis. Think about it. For all of its incredible analytical power, AI can't love, it can't feel empathy, it can't offer genuine compassion. That, he argues, is our unique advantage. That's what makes us human. That's our superpower. So, what do we do with that idea? How do we build a future around this? Well, Lee's personal epiphany actually gives us a powerful blueprint for how we can not just survive, but actually thrive in this new age of AI. What he proposes is pretty radical. It's a whole new social contract. We have to shift our values away from just measuring people by their economic productivity and start valuing what makes them uniquely human. This means creating, and this is the crucial part, actually paying for roles that are all about care and creativity and community building. The very things AI can never, ever do. So here's the optimistic vision. We let AI become the ultimate productivity tool. Let it handle all the routine, analytical, number-crunching work. And what does that do? It liberates us, humanity, to focus on what we were probably meant to do all along: to connect with each other, to create, to care, and to build communities. And that really leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? The technology is coming. That's a given. It's accelerating every single day. We know what AI is good at, and we know what it can't do. So the real challenge here isn't technological, it's human. Can we, as a society, make this profound shift to value empathy over efficiency and connection over cold calculation? That's the question we all have to answer.